All right, guys, welcome back. So as we have been discussing in the last 3 videos, the red heifer sacrifice, the judgment over America, but it's not just America. Where we're going to go is we're starting to unravel and unpack this global transition to green movement and a transition from 1,000,001 different religions and sects to basically the 3 main religions packaged together into one bundle and pushed by the new one world government that is currently ushering us into and under its control. So what you see behind me here, this is the Abrahamic covenant or Abrahamic faith house, family house. And this was constructed and completed in Dubai, I believe it was January of 2023, which is really important, especially Abu Dhabi, Dubai, for the specific reason of what else stands in that place. The Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest tower. Let's move myself so I'm a little bit taller. I feel a lot better about myself right now. Is the tallest building in the world, and where does it stand? You got it. Abu Dhabi, Dubai. In case you needed some additional verification, Burj Khalifa. Abu Dhabi, world's tallest building. Weirdly enough, I've actually been in this tower. When I was in the Navy on deployment, we pulled into port in Abu Dhabi a couple times actually. And at the time, I had no idea what the significance of this building was. But this has been how God has taught me and shown me these things over my life. He's just kind of taken me all over the place. And then like 4, 5, 6 years later, I'll be studying something and boom, I understand the significance of that place I was. So the Burj Khalifa, why is it significant? As the world's tallest tower, what does that bring to mind? Clearly, you've got the Tower of Babel. And that's not an accidental connection. The reason all of these nations in the world are racing to have this tallest tower is because they want this status and they want the capital of this new global economy city here. Now, this is really important because in 2022, you see the timestamp here, activists smashed tablets atop Mount Sinai in a launch for faith-based climate push. The Sinai Climate Partnership symbolically launched the ceremony, brings together the Interfaith Center for Sustainable Development, the Elijah Interstate Institute and Peace Department, the United Nations Faith for Earth Initiative. When you hear United Nations connected to religion and faith, alarm bells should be going off, blaring. One of the tablets was painted green to symbolize the Green Commandments. This is the new religion. The green religion is part of the new world government. And this, guys, is one of the most terrifying pieces. Today, as faiths put aside their differences and a common call for climate action, we work towards a new covenant for mankind. Again, alarm bells. We are destroying the 10 Commandments, the covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob with Israel. We're destroying that covenant and replacing it with the covenant that unites all of the faiths in this green climate push. Now, going back to this Abrahamic family house, in 2023, just a few months after these tablets were smashed, symbolically removing ourselves from this covenant, they opened this new temple, the Abrahamic family house. Will be a beacon of mutual understanding, harmonious. This is great speech, but the words are always there to manipulate you. They're not actually, they don't believe this. These words are specifically there to make people go along with it. But their actions, where they're spending their money, what they're doing behind the scenes tells you this is all in bad faith. This is not just, they're not well-meaning people accidentally leading us down the wrong path. They are evil people leading us to death and destroying the covenants of life and leading us in covenants with death. And I will prove that. This place in the heart of Abu Dhabi is in the United Arab Emirates. It captures the values shared between Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, and serves as a powerful platform for inspiring and nurturing understanding. Now that, again, sounds great, because at the end of the day, we are all brothers. However, they are twisting and manipulating and misapplying this concept to lead people into a horrible covenant. Just to kind of fill you guys in on where we are, how far we are in the development of prophecy, in 2023, March, right there, March of 2023, the UK and Israel formed a 2030 roadmap. 2023 to 2030 is 7 years. Then, a few months later, in September, at the SDG Summit in New York, that same covenant was confirmed with a larger group of nations. And finally, in December of the same year, 2023, at Abu Dhabi, Dubai, not directly underneath, but under the authority of that skyscraper, the world's Babylonian marker, the Burj Khalifa, where the Babylonian religion is also centered with the new Abrahamic family house that opened just that year. The 2023 UN, I can't even believe this insanity, people, conference ended in a treaty that will, and I quote, accelerate action across all areas by 2030. This includes a call on governments to speed up the transition away from fossil fuel. Now, again, this has nothing to do with fossil fuels. The fossil fuel is a scapegoat. It is a false reason to cause us to go along with this 7-year covenant. Now, put this sacrifice in context. You have a group of people who are running the entire world, who have spent all of 2023 confirming a covenant between the UK and Israel and the rest of the world. It started with the UK and Israel. Then it went to the SDG Summit. Then it went to the UN Conference of the Nations with all of the world nations agreeing to go along with this plan. Who's at the helm of this? All right. Here is the man steering the ship. And whether or not there are people behind him steering his ship, there most likely are. But as far as the public eye goes, this is your guy, and I'm going to prove it. You see this halo? This speech was given in 2020. Now, if you go back to Christian Weidener's research, it stated that from the second declaration of the rebuilding of the walls of Jerusalem would be 483 years up until the year of the next prince coming. The rebuilding of the wall was issued in 1537 AD by Sultan Suleiman. You count forward 483 years from that date, takes you to 2019 is the final year, 2020 is the beginning of that next year. This speech happened in 2020, and it states that the man of lawlessness will not have been given the honor of kingship in Daniel. We're going to connect all of these pieces. Everything makes sense when you start to look at it in this lens. And again, I challenge you to do your own research. King Charles is currently the anointed king of the land of Israel. And most people have not even realized what that means yet. More to follow. Thank you guys for tracking with me. Again, go research this stuff for yourself. I'm just showing you what God has shown me and trying to speed up the process of connecting the dots.